It's Wednesday. We got to the airport 12:30. They started boarding at 2:30. Hannah's looking for lipstick. Day one of our Japan trip. We're still in LAX. The Uber ride was pretty smooth. Traffic died down as the morning went by, so it wasn't even that bad. Hannah, you want to say hi? Your hair look good, yeah, that's true. I ended up getting some Bose Quiet Comforts again on Black Friday for $200. These Anchor Soundcore Space One Pros, just not that comfortable, not very good noise canceling, and sound quality was okay. Like, they just weren't better than Bose. Nothing beats Bose for comfort. Okay, we landed in Osaka and we stayed at this little one bedroom apartment. It's like a Airbnb style. It's on booking.com. So bed, really comfortable actually. I was really surprised. It felt really soft, but the frame underneath is very solid. I got a good night's sleep. Got a nice Hitachi mini split, very bright light. They got a Hisense TV, connect to the Wi-Fi. I connected my YouTube to it to watch videos. That's really convenient. Some tissues, a nice mirror, a great view. Well, you can see that we're really packed in here. Hold on. These buildings are super tall and super close to each other. You can just say hi to your neighbors. Got a closet that was good. You got Hannah in the background. So the bedroom door's here, and that's the bedroom. Here's your kitchen. Got the range hood, storage space, sink, hot plate, stove top. If you want hot water, you have to turn this on right here. And then you have to turn it on and then turn on the hot. And then this lights up, means bathtub hot. Because this, all the hot water comes from here. So there's no hot water, so you do that. You got a little water kettle, microwave, fridge, Aqua, probably a Sharp brand, right? Sharp makes Aqua, but I could be wrong. This might be its own thing. Aqua, who knows? So yeah, this is nice. I mean, hotels are usually a third the size. You got your entryway with its raised lip, so you can leave your shoes and dirty things there. We got a couple umbrellas. It's pretty terrible. There is a monsoon and it's raining like crazy, so we're gonna have to try to stay dry. We landed in Osaka. We're heading to Nara right away. Now when you come in the main area, you have its own room for the toilet, and when you flush, the sink starts putting water, and so you can wash your hands in here if you're quick. But then when you come out of here, you can go over to the main bathroom. It does have a washer. It's a Hisense as well. It washed pretty quickly, and it has a spin dry. We let it spin dry the clothes for a while, and it got them mostly damp, and then we used our little hair dryer to finish off. I'm wearing Airism from Uniqlo, and this shirt dried without needing any kind of help, just by hanging up overnight. Same thing with this polo from Uniqlo. My pants needed an extra couple of minutes with the dryer, and the Uniqlo socks. So I'm doing all Uniqlo, and it's drying really easily. Here's the bathroom. You got a nice big sink. This is really cool. This lights up and provides heat. It gets really hot here really quickly. 1200 watts outlet, which is really good. High powered. This place was cool. It came with free razors. It came with free toothbrushes with toothpaste. My wife already picked up an assortment of Japanese face goods. And then in here, you have, well, take a look at the door. So it's a completely wet room, which is very common in Japan. It's really cool. When you come in here, everything can get wet. There's a drain down there. There's the bathtub. You usually stand here and shower. You fill the bath with hot water and soak in the bath to relax, not so much to get clean. Got the Mitsubishi vent taking away the moisture. Nice light, nice shower head, mirror, shampoo, body, soap, conditioner. This was nice. This whole thing cost $63 for the night. And so it was good to come into a nice large space right after landing from a 13-hour flight. Then we had to take the train, of course, about an hour to get up here to Osaka. So we're in central Osaka, and now we're going to head east to Nara. Going to stop at a mall, get a couple Uniqlo items, and then maybe see the Imperial Castle if it's available, if it's open, if it's not raining, I mean. And then we'll head to our hotel and the Nara Park if it's not raining. If it's raining, I don't know what we're going to do, but we got 2 nights and 2 or 3 days in Nara, so we'll see. Here is the, if you head that way, which is south, the station's down there, and so we came walking up this way, and then you come over here, you got your drink machine, and then you have the actual Arashi building. We stayed in this building for the night. There's Hannah looking cute. Now what's really cool is, I'm gonna go down so I don't get this guy in the frame, but look at this. Look at this cool van. So many tuner parts. Motul, it's a Toyota van. Essex, 2-liter turbo. There's a guy trying to get out of here. I'm gonna get out of his way. It's 6 a.m. in central Osaka. All the cool K cars going about their business. Japan opens very late. Most things are opening at 10 or 11, a few at 9. Some places do the overnight from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. But what is nice is convenience stores like Family Marts. A lot of them are open 24 hours a day. Well, we got lucky that there's a monsoon that hit Japan yesterday, and it's supposed to pass over the area today. It's gonna rain a little bit on our trip, but this should be the worst of it, and it is pretty heavy right now. We're just at a random spot in Nara. We just came from the station over there. We're very close to the Nara Imperial Palace, and right now there's a mall that opens at 8, they said, and we're gonna check out Uniqlo, pick a couple things up, and just enjoy. I'm looking for a haircut. There's a matcha place in the area we want to go to. Down that way where Hannah's at, it's basically a couple miles to Nara Park. We're going to get there by the end of the day. Our hotel's down that way. Well, it's raining, so it's not going to be easy to walk around and enjoy a nice slow walk through the city. This whole area is just a few miles across, and it would have been great to just walk from the station through the shopping area. So anyway, we're stopping here at this mall. It's called the Nara Family Zoro, and they'll open in about 45 minutes. They open at 9, and so we're just chilling, and Hannah's doing her thing. And so yeah, we're just waiting until we can go inside, shop at Uniqlo, maybe get a rolling suitcase, and then we'll head back to the station, which is straight across there, and we'll take it 2 stops down to the Old Town Nara, and we're going to try to go to the Salon Nakamichi, which has the best matcha in the world, supposedly. So hopefully we can get in. Reservations are for a day in advance. We're just going to see if we can get in line. If not, we'll make a reservation for tomorrow. Okay, here we have an egg croissant for, I don't know, $4. And it came with this drink, which is tea. And then I paid $2 for this chocolate thing from Germany, Belgian waffle. And then Hannah paid like $3 or $4 for some liver.
Chicken liver.
Three skewers. And a little mochi ball. Anyway, everything is cheap. It's a few dollars for everything. And the portions are small and then also big. And then you just, eat small snacks everywhere and enjoy. Okay, I did some math. So I had the egg with a tea, and it was $4.30. And Hannah grabbed a little matcha ball, which was like super quality and really high-end matcha, and the flavor was super strong. It was the highest level. That was $2 for a little matcha ball. I had my little cookie, a Belgian waffle with chocolate. It was $1.35, and then Hannah's meat skewers cost $3.47. So that's what I'm saying. Everything is so cheap. You don't even think about the cost. You just grab whatever snacks you want, and then you eat 4 or 5 times in the day and just have a great time. Look at this beautiful red Suzuki. I think this is the Rustler. You see the yellow plate for K-Car. Special tax bracket, lower tax costs, lower running costs. Small vehicle, small engine. They can only be so long, so wide, so tall. And they're more powerful than you think, because now with turbos and with hybrids, they can overcome their little 600cc engines with the hybrid power or the turbo power. Yeah, this is the Hustler Hybrid. Doesn't show 4-wheel drive, so I'm assuming this is a front-wheel drive model. And then over here you have large for Japan, Honda Freed, which doesn't exist in the USA. And what's cool is the van doors. If you're living in Japan and you have a family, this is what you want. 2 front doors, 2 rear van doors, whereas the Hustler, just 4 regular doors, nice sporty look. And then if you got a big family, here's your Honda Step Wagon. And this, if you could look inside of it, these things are so cool. So much luxury and technology packed into them. It's got the split doors. You see the left side is bigger than the right side, but it's got dual swing open doors. Huge amounts of space. This crazy audio system. Look at on the A-pillars. Looks like a custom audio system. Camera. You see how the side mirrors fold in? That's a luxury feature. Ham! And this one's also a hybrid, but this is not a K car, so this would have a normal size engine, maybe 1.2 liter, 1.5 liter, and you can see how much bigger. For the USA, this would be probably the subcompact, smallest car they make, but you can see the red car is the smallest cars you can buy generally. The white car is, people don't want the smallest car, they want a regular car, and then the silver one is for the large families, and you can see how that operates. Flipping over here, here's a Suzuki. Again, this one's a K car with the rear van doors, which is so awesome. And you can see a Toyota Prius wagon. This is the largest Prius they made, and it's massive compared to the little Suzuki. And then you got a Honda Accord, older Accord, but this is an Accord wagon. You got the new GM produced Honda, whatever their EV's called. And then you have the Mazda 2, which we used to get in the USA, but of course, not anymore. So we're in the former Imperial Park, I guess you would say. This is the original Imperial Capitol. So you can see we've got the museum, audience hall, excavation site, south gate. Let me see if I zoom in on this. The Kokuei Haijokyu Seki Rekishi Koen Nara Palace Site Historical Park. So this is the Nara Historical Park. Basically, it's the Imperial grounds. This is the original Imperial Capitol back in the 700s. So I can't read that, but look, this is just a beautiful design. Simple, elegant. This is wonderful. So we're gonna go this way, where all the main stuff is, and see how much it costs. And that way, it looks like it's mostly just
Chinese
in
red.
Audience hall. Yeah, Hannah says it's Chinese red, so it's taken from the Chinese culture.
Copy from Tang Dynasty.
From the Tang Dynasty. Here we are in the Palace Reconstruction Display Room. These are the great Japanese beds, very firm, good for your back. Yeah, well no, there is a mattress. Look, it's like a buckwheat. Look, there's a futon. See, it's wood, and there's a futon there. It's full with like buckwheat, natural materials. Sitting down, just some go. Oh, here we go, having a nice meal. Got some salmon. Looks like some mushrooms, rice cakes, and other things. Look at these beautiful reconstructed buildings. This is the lecture hall of Toshodaiji Temple, built in the Kamakura, well, reconstructed in the Kamakura period, 1185 to 1333. And it's really nice details, even have people inside. Yeah, the large patio in front is nice, it's covered. Here's the lecture hall. Oh, this is another piece of the lecture hall. There's some look at that woodwork on the roof structure, it's so cool. And look at this red building. What is this? This is the East State Assembly Hall in the Nara Palace. It was later moved to the Toshodaiji Temple and rebuilt as its lecture hall. Okay, so this was where they assembled the Imperial government of Japan in the 700s, and then during the next, whatever I said over there, that other period, they had rebuilt it a few hundred years later, and they moved things to a temple site. Okay, so we're at the Nara ancient imperial capital, and it's just a huge park complex. I mean, look at how this natural wild land is. Over there was the first museum. The security guard, this kind old man, was like, hey, check all these things that he was showing us, all the different exhibits. And then he gave us a piece of paper. He said, go collect 5 stamps, and I'll give you a picture of Nara. It's one of the things they do in Japan a lot of times, is they do the whole stamp thing. So, and here we have like some dorms. Like, these are for workers to stay, and you can see over here they're reconstructing one of these ancient buildings. Yeah, and then here we have, and oh yeah, see on the building it says safety is our #1 concern. Yeah, and then over here, this is the next building we're going to check out here, but I think he said the next stamp was on the other side of this building. There's like a temple, and then the stamp 3 is here. This might be stamp 4, and there's stamp 5. I think it's going to circle around here, and there's a branch here, so we'll find out right now. Okay, so we're in the next building, and this building is like a museum to the reconstruction project. So here we have a ridge and roof ornament, and then here they're discussing about the Nara Palace Site Historical National Government Park and the former Imperial Audience Hall and the east-west gates and towers. And here you see some more of the woodwork. Here we have the earthen wall corridor and stone paved courtyard. This looks like the edge of the facility. Here they're talking about the work of Miya Daiku, carpenters that specialize in shrine and temple reconstruction. And it shows crosscuts of the wood and how they measure and how they make columns. And the security guard here gave me this cool map. And when you open this one up, it's completely in English, so that's really cool. They're constructing part of the wall here. They're showing tools. They use traditional tools to cut the wood. They're showing that famous Japanese joining timber framing. Take a look at this miniature version of some of the roof structure. brackets support two-headed, two-tailed ornamental ridge end tile sample. So that's a reconstruction, a miniature reconstruction of that large golden one back there. Yeah, this is really nice. I didn't think this would be that interesting, but actually there's like several buildings, and the culture is and the history is represented so well. And oh, you see this? In the other place, they had a 3D screen where they had the original one, they scanned it in and you could move it around. They had several things like these all scanned in 3D, and you could move them around, and it was for kind of kids, science kind of thing, but it was really cool too. And so this guy right here looks like a demon kind of thing. It's in Japanese, so I can't really tell what it says here. I'm going to translate it later. Maybe I'll tell you guys. Okay, yeah, I used Google Translate. It literally translates to demon tile. So these little demon tiles they put as decorations. And it's really cool. You can see the two eyes and the mouth and the arms coming down, legs. It's a demon watching over the temple, or some kind of spirit. I say demon, but I think in Japanese it'd be called an oni. An oni can mean, you could say demon, but it means kind of like a spirit. So this one does look a little bit mischievous or maybe dangerous, but that's really cool. We're at the main building of the Nara Temple, Imperial Palace Complex, and we're gonna watch as the master woodcutters. So in the 1300s, they had started reconstructing this area. From the year 730, the original construction, the original building. Wow, look at that. They built a structure around the original Imperial Palace, and then they started putting wood pillars down to reconstruct the entire thing. They said they spent 50 years researching the whole complex before the first construction started. Here we are at the former East Imperial Assembly Hall, and as you can see, those great golden spires at the top. I don't see any of the little demon figurines on this one, but maybe I just didn't see them. Okay, there's a famous artist painted all of these animals up here. The deer, clouds, a boar, clouds, a snake and a turtle, maybe fighting, maybe they're lovers. Here's the Grand Pavilion. So here's the information on the artist. The walls have been painted by Japanese artist Atsushi Uemura, a resident of Nara Prefecture, with the 4 directional guardian deities and 12 animals of the Chinese zodiac. So you see it says there Genbu, the protective deity of the north. So I don't think that snake is fighting that tortoise. He's of the north. You got Sei Ryu, the protector of the east.
It means blue dragon.
Suzaku of the south.
Red bird.
Baiako of the west.
White tiger.
White tiger.
White tiger means east.
Red bird, maybe red rooster or red phoenix. Tortoise with snake, and blue dragon. Yeah, this place is crazy. So this is a reconstruction. Again, this whole thing was destroyed. You know, it was back in 700s. It was being used, and then it fell to disarray because the capital left to Kyoto, Osaka, and then finally Edo, which is Tokyo. So they rebuilt all this, and they've been working on this for decades. So there's one of the gates out that way, and it's a beautiful park structure, and it's a wonderful experience. If you come to Nara, you definitely want to come here and enjoy. Oh my god, the sun came out like a mofo. Anyway, the Imperial domicile and its well. Emperors and empresses in the Nara period, 8th century, lived and worked and received visitors in this section, which is surrounded by a roofed walkway divided lengthwise by an earthen wall. The office of the court ladies was located here. Inside the Imperial domicile was a stone-paved area containing a splendid well, which was discovered in 1973. The well was lined with solid cedar tube carved from a log 1.7 meters in diameter. The water from this well was exclusive use of the emperors and empresses. The site was buried, and the and the well was reproduced in new materials. So anyway, there's the well. It is so hot. It's not just the heat, it's the humidity. I'm literally just covered in water from head to toe. We were over there. We came over here. They're reconstructing over there. We're trying to find our third stamp. We need 5 stamps. I cannot leave today without my 5. Here's a gate. There's a gate to get into the whole thing. I gotta get my 5 stamps for no other reason than we're here and we want the 5 stamps, yeah? Take a look at this original foundation of one of these ancient buildings. This stone down there, just holes in stone. This is a beautiful air-conditioned building. It's like 90 degrees. Humidity feels like 110. And there's a courtyard out here. Some other things. And listen, I don't make good videos. If you want good videos, National Geographic. But I would just say come and take a look if you feel excited. This is an interesting exhibit here. It shows the entire Imperial grounds, and you can see the green shows the dirt and the grass that had built up and how much they had to dig to unearth these ancient structures. Not ancient, but these old structures. We've come across this beautiful courtyard with a little lake in the middle, and you got that building there, and you got the bridge. It's really cool. This is definitely a place where if I was the emperor, I'd say take me to the pond. I want to get some nice relaxing day by the pond. And there's a beautiful phoenix statue on top of that building over there. We're at one of the gates. I can't tell, east, south, west, north. We're if I had to guess, north, south, east. This is the east gate. I'm pretty sure with the east gate. And we got one more stamp to go, and then we'll have all the stamps. 2nd Street was a major thoroughfare running east-west along the southern side of the Nara Palace precinct. 35 meters wide, second only to Suzaku Avenue in size. The Suzaku Gate, built as the main gate of the palace grounds, together with the Mibu Gate to its east and the Wakai Nukai Gate to the west, all opened onto this boulevard. In the later half of the Nara period, when the Great Hall of State and Halls of State compound, that comprised the center of politics, shifted to the eastern sector of the precinct, the Miba Gate served as the main gate to the palace. The area immediately to the south of 2nd Street is known to have been used for state offices and detached residents located outside palace grounds, and thus was a district rivaling the palace itself. So here's the palace, and there's a train running right through there. And then on this side is that other district, and there's a lot of old looking houses here, like old, the roofs and old looking construction, bamboo gates and fences. You could tell me it was built in the 1700s, I would believe you, but it was probably all rebuilt recently. But here's the avenue. Yeah, there's Hannah. She's tired. We probably already walked 8-9 miles today, and we're still not even done. Got to cross this road now to get to our last stamp, and then we head back to the main gates, and then we can get out of here. Here we are at the Haijokyu In I Zanai Kan Guidance Center. And it looks like it's a Buddhist temple. Very modern building, very beautiful. Free to enter. It is next to the south gate where our last stamp is. So we're gonna run in there quickly because I need my stamps. And I don't know what this is, but it's probably something connected to this whole temple and this huge open space here for what? And there's a Takara standard over there. I don't know what that is, but it's cool. I don't know what that is, but it looks cool. Anyway. Beautiful hot day. Beautiful weather. So we're in the, well, it looks like a Buddhist temple, but it's mostly just history of Nara, the Imperial capital. Huge, beautiful building. Air conditioned. Very modern. I'm only showing you part 4 of, I don't know how many parts. I'm just basically finishing the left side. There's more things on the right side. This is definitely a 10 out of 10 experience. Just come here and enjoy. They had some nice clean bathrooms. Drink machine, 2 different drink machines. You can get 2 different kind of drinks. I got a Pocari Sweat, which is like a Gatorade. Put some electrolytes back in you. And got a little ice cream for $1.50. Good size ice cream. Really hit the spot. Nara is better than I expected. Everybody comes here for the giant Nara Park and the deer that bow. And I thought, let's go to the Imperial Capital Park. And it's dead. There's so few people here. And everything is so well done. It's a shame there's not just many, many more people here. These are the guide to Mokan wooden tablets. Look at this lady pulling up radishes. Look at this guy serving water. This guy carving something out of something. Ooh, look at this soldier. This tall spear, sword, some kind of hook contraption. And he's yawning. Look at him. He's like, it's a long day being a soldier. Look at this guy. He's like, I gotta get the saddle on the horse. Oh, this guy's like, let me just take notes for the day. I'm a bureaucrat. Yeah, it's everywhere, but like, that's it, right? That's the ancient imperial capital. And we're basically right by the south gate. So where that empty space is there, this is where that building is right here. The gate is right there. And we saw that Phoenix Pavilion. And we entered from the north west side, and then the main palace we went through, or the audience hall. So we gotta go to the gate and get the stamp and then back to the main entrance to finish our day. Stunning, the woodwork. Just stunning. Okay, we're here at the southern gate. The monsoon came back. Super rainy. Yeah. Here's the gate. Very beautiful. We didn't have time to go over there. I don't know what this snake is doing, but it's doing something. Or maybe he fell in the water and he's just trying to get out. Look at how green this water is. Oh, that snake, he's making jukes. He's juking. He's taking off. Where is he at? I can't catch him on the camera. I can see him with my eyes. Beautiful Nara, Japan. So much moisture, so much green. Rebuilding the ancient Imperial palace capital. Okay, so we came here to the Trattoria d'Italia. The Japanese actually are renowned for making some really great Italian food. They got the big menu here, and then they got the special menu here. Hannah went with this spicy seafood pasta. I got the very traditional spaghetti, and they had a menu here so you can get a salad, 2 drinks, salad, and 2 pastas for just under $30. They brought the salad out, just a classic Caesar. We were too hungry, we already started going at it. And I got a beer as well, so we paid a little more. The spicy, that was a couple extra, and then the beer is a little bit extra, but still under 30 for a really nice restaurant. And look at this great view. Right there is the Nara ancient capital that we had just spent all day walking around. You see they're rebuilding. They're rebuilding here, and then they have already been rebuilt over there. And yeah, we probably did like 10 miles today. So we decided to get this really nice view. We're on the 6th floor of the Nara Mall. This is, I think it's Zoro something. Anyway, yeah, if you're ever in Japan, try the Italian food because it's actually really good. So here it is. Spaghetti, red sauce, a little spicy, a little garlicky, really good. And then Hannah got seafood that I'm not so interested in, but I'm sure it's going to be really good.